got the great privilege today of sitting down with Coach Toby Foreman. Coach, I really appreciate you sitting down and chatting with us.
Well, I appreciate being here, and thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. So, Coach Foreman, today is April 1st, and this is no joke, but you just recently were hired here in Jasper to take over the athletics and take over the head coaching, right?
Yes, sir.
And so let's give people a little bit of history, because I'll be honest with you, I'm sitting here looking at some of the history and I'm going, this is going to be a cool matchup, because the last place you were at was over at Killeen, right?
Correct.
Okay, so at Killeen, you didn't do too bad.
No, we didn't start off. I inherited a program that was really struggling, and
Sure.
When I say struggling, they were on a double-digit losing streak in football. But it wasn't just the football. What people don't realize is boys basketball was the only sport that was really winning.
Okay.
And by the time we got to year 3, most all the programs were playoff,
Sure.
or they were in contention.
Yeah.
We got to year 5. Every program had made the postseason except girls soccer, and we had a lot of district titles, and football was I think 6 out of the last 7 years we made the postseason there in football. Yeah. A lot of winning seasons, and that's a tough district, but it was really tough because of military in that town. That side of town, we were the most transit. We had 70% military, so you didn't have kids would come and go, and there was no real foundation. And so what we were able to overcome in that amount of time, I'll always be proud of. I think that was probably some of our finest work as a coaching staff.
That's awesome. And am I correct in saying this? You ended up at Killeen being the winningest coach?
Yes, sir. Most wins, most playoff appearances, all that good stuff. It's
I know Jasper is totally digging this right now. They're sitting here going, hallelujah.
Well, Coach Walkowiak's winningest coach here, and so he was here for 20 years and, won over 150 games, and, he's a legend. I played against him when he was coaching, and so all the respect in the world for Coach Walkowiak. And then, there have been some really good coaches come through, assistants, coordinators, and head coaches.
No doubt. Now, you also spent some time at Beaumont Central. Okay. And from, what I've kind of researched here, you had 4 consecutive playoff appearances with those guys, right?
Most playoff appearances in school history. And I was only there for 4 years, and so I kind of got, they were shutting the school down. And so ended up moving because I didn't want to get caught in that. And, but I love my time I've loved everywhere I've been, but, it definitely special in Beaumont.
Yeah.
That was my first. Those kids were great to me, and the community there embraced me, and hated leaving. But then when we got to Killeen, way different part of the state. Syntax, very competitive. RG3 is from Coppers Cove. That was right next to us. You had all the Killeen schools. Then you had Temple. Right. Temple is Temple, one of the winning schools in the state. You had Waco Midway, the Belton schools. It just very competitive. And then when you get in the postseason, we were competing against the Alitos, the DeSotos, the Duncanvilles. So competition has always been something that we never really ran from, and we got after it, and competed real good. And that's what tried to bring that here. When I was yelling across the track at the kids today, I was just yelling at them, hey, compete. Right. If you just compete, that's what it's about, because some people won't compete. Once they start competing as a unit, you'll see a change of result on the scoreboard in all the sports.
No doubt. Yeah, just in my little bit of research, I'm sitting here going, okay, how does Jasper stack up against the rest of the district? And I'm sitting here going, number one, granted, we're coming off a losing season, right? But if you look at this, if you look at the totality, Jasper, out of the entire district, from what I've seen, has produced more NFL players than anybody else in the district, including West Orange Stark. And so I'm sitting here going, okay, now we take your winning, and there's obviously talent here, and there's some really gifted young people here. Mm-hmm. This could be a very, very interesting matchup for sure.
No, I agree. I think it's a good fit. I've always thought about Jasper as a whole, as a town, awesome place, awesome people, know a lot of people here. And then the athletics, I said this the night I got hired. Most impressive high school thing I've ever seen in my life. 1991 Jasper Bulldogs, Lloyd Weatherspoon, sub 40-second, the original sub 40-second sprint relay. The ladies that night were rolling, the guys were rolling. And, I found an old warm-up jacket that was from that era. And I don't know where it's at right now, but I think it's hanging back in my closet. But, when they got off the bus and they warm up, they hit them 2 laps.
Yeah.
And they had them that suit on. You knew you wouldn't win any races that day. You just wasn't. And that's what I'm trying to bring back.
Sure.
Is that because it was a time where that J was feared, and
Right.
that, I believe that time is going to be coming back soon. And so, I don't listen to all the people that we're not going to win this and we're not going to win that. I don't listen to that. That's just because they don't know. They're not here every day. Just like I didn't know before I got here. I don't know what's going on in Hampshire, Fournette, and Shepherd, but people don't know what's going on right here. And I will tell you, there's some special things going on right here, and it started this week.
No doubt. No doubt. Is there anything that you want to put out to the public? Just kind of get, obviously you're bringing a history of winning, but is there anything that you want to just speak to the community right now?
I just want to thank the community for embracing me. There's been a whole lot of people that have reached out to me via social media. I don't even know how people got my number, but I am open to the public because we are family, and I want to say that I'm not even going to ask you to be patient. I want you to hold myself and our athletic program to a high standard, and I can promise you this is things are going to change, and things are going to be back to a respectable Bulldog family, and what you're accustomed to, and that time is coming soon.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm sitting here looking at the note on your desk that says, "Work like a dog today."
Yeah, I'll put that on their locker. So every week I put something on our lockers, and then if you look at the quote right here, I love Tony Dungy. It says, "You cannot always control every circumstance. However, you can control your attitude, your approach, and your response." I preach discipline, starting in the classroom, starting in the school building. We're going to dress appropriately, we're going to act appropriately, and we're going to accomplish things that people do not think we're going to accomplish.
Coach Forman, appreciate your time, brother.
Thank you so much, and go Dogs.